pictures you can have. Just Google my name and Princess of Wales and things come up. Started working as a backup with the Prince of Wales and got to know him, and then eventually joined his team. And then at that point he was courting Diana. Yeah, I looked after her then for the next 9 years. It really came out of COVID. I started to feel a bit unwell, and various friends said, just go and see the doctor. He examined me and said, how long have you had this lump? What lump? The nurse said, you've got lymphoma and somebody will be in touch. And within a day or so, we started a year of chemotherapy. Unbeknownst to me, a retired naval officer had written to the then Prince of Wales to tell him that one of his former protection officers was not very well, and that it was a diagnosis of cancer and I was having chemotherapy. Do you think you could stop doing that?
It's alright.
And of course, it's 30 years since I worked with the Prince of Wales. Within those 10 days, he's sending me a handwritten letter and a bottle of scotch. A really sweet gesture, and he was doing this within days of his of becoming king, when the whole world was writing to him and him needing to reply. In the meantime, Richard was hinting that there was this other treatment which has not yet been approved by NICE, which was, I know now it's called CAR T therapy, where they are able to engineer my cells to fight my disease. So he said, I want to put you up, but it's 50-50 whether it works for you. It was all amazing to watch, because I think they were doing it one of the early times they'd done it. Had to be packaged in a particular way, and then a courier arrived, and it then had to be flown off to Amsterdam. In 3 weeks it was all done, and I was told I'd be in hospital for 6 weeks because it knocks you about a bit. And then it took 10 minutes to plug in the CAR T cells that had been modified, all carefully monitored. I think there were more people in the room, they're all checking that it was the right thing going to the right person at the right time. As I left hospital on the last day, they did a scan. So I was a Deauville 2, in other words, we know it was there and we can't see it, but we're not sure. 3 months later, I did another scan, and that was Deauville 1. But don't count your chickens. Do another scan in 3 months, and that'll be 6 months to the day after the treatment. And that, when I went to see them on the 8th of January, that was a Deauville 1 as well. I think the important thing was when I was asked to do this, that it was an opportunity to show other people that just because you get a doom and gloom response and diagnosis at the beginning, these days it isn't necessarily the case because of all the hard work people have done. That was an opportunity to be able to say to everybody, don't despair necessarily, keep fighting because people are working to cure you. So, and that's what they tell me I have, complete metabolic remission, whatever that means.